So what's up guys, it's Terry here by MW2 WARZONE, and welcome back to another video of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer and Warzone 2. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than what I usually upload on the channel, because it's more of like an informational video slash tips and tricks type of video, if that makes any sense. In today's video, we're going to be entirely covering the topic of tracers slash colorful bullets here in Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. The tracers in this game work a little bit differently than they did in Modern Warfare 2019, Cold War, Warzone 1, and Vanguard, and I thought that I would clear up a lot of frequently asked questions and why people think their tracers aren't working, or how you can make it so that you can change all the attachments and still make your tracers work. And as an additional bonus, I'll teach you guys how to put secret tracers on guns that wouldn't have tracers, and that's a pretty cool freaking little bonus tip that I'm going to give you guys today. So you guys are excited to hear everything you need to know about tracers slash dismemberment and all the little nuances and everything here in Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer and Warzone 2. Make sure you guys drop a like on the video, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. On this channel, I typically cover store bundles at times, which include tracer packs, so definitely stay tuned in the future if you guys want to see how future tracer bundles look like. I also will be uploading Warzone 2 gameplay on here, and other miscellaneous sort of news, updates, maybe even more tips and tricks videos like this, in case you guys are wondering. So if you want something random to watch from me every so often, then you've come to the right channel. Anyways, with my introduction out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about tracers and how they're put onto weapons and all the little things that you need to know about them. So to start things off, how do you put tracers on weapons? Well, in a traditional sense, you can't technically put tracers onto weapons, but I'll disprove that in a little bit. Traditionally, how you get tracers onto your weapons is by buying blueprints that have tracers on them. So the feared BAS P, which you guys see right here, is a blueprint. It's a blueprint of the BAS P, which includes tracer rounds. As you guys can see on the top left there, it says tracer rounds yellow. And I got this in the Neymar Jr. Operator bundle, which came with tracers. And in that same bundle, I also got a tracer blueprint for the SO14 here. As you guys can see, it's called the Long Ball, and it also comes with tracer rounds, which are the yellow tracer rounds. You'll basically have to buy these bundles, which come with these blueprints, which you can then equip for the gun specific to those tracers. You can't really switch the yellow tracers to another weapon, except in special situations, which I'm going to cover a little bit later. But traditionally, you can't, I can't make these yellow tracer rounds on another SMG. Like, if I wanted to put them on the Lachmann sub, I really can't. And I can't put them on the VASNEV 9K, unfortunately. So far, if you guys are curious as to what tracers are currently in the game, we got the Tracer BAS P and the Tracer SO14, which are in the Neymar Jr. Operator bundle. They're the yellow tracers. Next up, we got the bronze tracers, which are on the Fennec Series A and on the HCR 56 counterattack. And these guns come in the Pogba Operator bundle, in case you guys were curious. And for the next guns we have blue tracer rounds on the FSS Hurricane Blue Thunder and on the VASNEV 9K Atomic Fleet. And this is in the Tracer Pack Messi Operator bundle. The thing about these three bundles, the blue tracers, the bronze tracers, and the yellow tracers, is that they're limited time. So they're most likely going to go away very, very soon, most likely in Season 2. So if you want these blue tracers for these specific weapons, the bronze tracers for these specific weapons, or the yellow tracers for these specific weapons, you got to make sure you guys buy that bundle immediately, or those bundles immediately, which are 20 bucks each. So yes, it does cost money to get tracers initially. You can't really get tracers in any other method currently. Hopefully they allow us to grind for tracers, but they haven't done that for us in the past, unless it was in the battle pass, which I highly doubt they're going to do at any point soon. Other tracers that we have include the orange tracers for the Nati M13B and the snow tracers for the Victus XMR. And this actually came in the Tracer Pack KLAUS Operator bundle. And as a bonus, these also come with dismemberment. And very similar to the tracer rounds, you can't move the dismemberment around. It's only on these guns at the moment. Just keep that in mind. And for the last set of tracer guns that we have so far, we've got the sparkler tracers on the Lachmann 556 Countdown with New Year dismemberment. And we also have the sparkler tracer rounds on the Party Popper Desert Eagle, or the 50 GS, which both come in the Tracer Pack New Year's bundle. So there's only 5 tracer bundles at the moment that I'm making this video. Obviously in the future there will be future tracer bundles, and I'll cover them on my channel as they unveil themselves throughout the year. So now you guys are probably wondering, Hero, can I change my attachments around and still keep the tracers? Yes and no. This is a very nuanced answer. So here on the Feared, as you guys can see, I can change any of these attachments, but the only attachment that I cannot change, add, or remove is the ammunition attachment. Thankfully, the blueprint doesn't come with ammunition by default, but if I even put up one of these freaking, one of these ammunitions, then I won't have the tracers. And to prove that, let me go ahead and equip... Yeah, so let's go ahead and go into the firing range with the default BAS-P, right? So here we are with the BAS-P, and we got tracer rounds, right? You know, this is with the default blueprint and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and change all the attachments around, of course. And it doesn't matter if you, like, disregard the rule there or whatever it says. I'm gonna put whatever I want. Put on a random muzzle, a random laser, and a random rear grip, and a mag, you know? Just, I can change it all around. And if I go into the firing range with this freaking gun in specific, then I will still keep the tracer rounds, which is nice. However, I will lose these tracer rounds if I put on an ammunition attachment, because for some reason the ammunition is like the main perpetrator of the tracer rounds. So if you change it, you won't get the tracer rounds. So that's legit all you have to do. I don't really care for the ammunition attachments. A lot of them are pretty garbage anyways in their effects. Like, I know Exclusive Ace made a really good video detailing each of the ammunition attachments, and my bottom line is that only like 1 or 2 of them are actually useful in some sense, or at least don't have too many downfalls. So basically, if the base blueprint tracer doesn't come with an ammunition, you're good. You can change any other attachment in the game. Just don't add an ammunition, don't remove an ammunition, and you should be good. So now you guys, this next question is probably like, Hero, what happens if the base tracer blueprint does have an ammunition attachment like the SO14 here? It has the incendiary rounds. So if we take this into the firing range, you know, if we haven't changed any attachments, go ahead and check it out. So here we have the SO14, and as you guys can see, it does have tracers, right? With the base attachment. So once again, we're just going to remove the incendiary rounds or change them, whichever one. We're going to remove them for now. And if you do that, then unfortunately you will lose your tracer effect. So we took off the ammunition, and look, you do lose your tracer effect, which really sucks. So if you remove it, if you change the ammunition attachment to maybe like the hollow points here, let's go ahead and look into the firing range once again. You do lose your ammunition, which your tracer round, basically. You cannot change the ammunition attachment entirely. Like, basically, when it comes to changing the attachments on a base blueprint that has no ammunition, or the base tracer blueprint that has ammunition, you cannot mess with the ammunition at all. If you mess with it, then it low-key does get screwed over, and you won't have the tracers, basically. So, in order to have the tracers, I need to equip the incendiary rounds, and then I'll have the tracer rounds again for the SO14, because that's what the base blueprint kind of came with, as you guys will see here once this loads out. This loads up, I should say. So I equip it, and there we go. We got the tracer rounds again. So that's basically the rule of thumb here. Don't mess with the ammunition attachment unless you want no tracer rounds. You can change any of the other attachments. Literally, any of the other attachments will work except for the ammunition. Now, is this a good or a bad thing? Well, there's actually an argument for it being a good thing, which is the secret that I'm going to show you guys right now. Now, for the next part of this video, I'm going to show you guys how to put secret tracers onto other guns that would normally not have tracers. And this will only work in very specific situations, but we have the Lachmann 556 countdown here to kind of account for this special situation. So these are the base attachments for the base tracer blueprint of the Lachmann 556 countdown, which gives us sparkler tracers or whatever the case is. And as you guys can see, it comes with 5.56 armor piercing ammunition. Now, other guns actually share this ammunition of the 5.56 armor piercing, and you can actually equip this specific ammunition onto other guns. So let me go ahead and make classes with some of those other guns, and you guys can see what potentially happens. So now I've added the 5.56 armor piercing rounds from the countdown Lachmann 556, and what I did is I go over to the ammunition, go to the and press square where it says skins, and I equip the countdown, which is pretty crazy. And I did this for both the M4 and the TAC 56 here, which also has those specific ammunition rounds that came with the Lachmann 556. And we go into the firing range with these two weaponries that have the Lachmann 556 skin for armor piercing rounds. Well, we have just added tracers to guns that aren't supposed to have tracers yet, or at least don't have tracers at the moment of me making this video. So essentially, the value of that one bundle with the Lachmann 556 basically goes up because you can basically apply that freaking tracer skin to the other guns in this game. And the other guns that are affected by this, because they have the 5.56 armor piercing skin, is the STB, the M16, the M13B, the 556 Icarus, and the HCR 56. And just to prove to you guys, I'm gonna pretty much go in with each of these guns and show you guys that all of them have tracers because of the one gun having tracers, you know, basically having an ammunition skin that all these other guns can use, which is actually pretty insane. So now when you put it this way, it's a pretty good change because this means that you can have tracers on essentially multiple guns just because one gun has an ammunition skin. You know, it might suck that you can't change that attachment in order for another attachment because, you know, the class would technically be better, you know, in a sense. But this kind of makes it so that you can apply different tracers to different guns because it has an ammunition attachment equipped to the base blueprint, which I think is a W. You know, I'm kind of for this because, you know, it might suck not having that one attachment that might, you know, give me an extra edge in the game. But if I can have tracers on multiple weaponry, that kind of is a W in my eyes. Now, is this an intended feature or is it an accidental feature? That's a really big question because remember I told you guys, you know, with base ammunitions, you should be able to put on other guns. Well, in the case of the SO14 here, it comes with a base 7.62 incendiary ammunition. But if we try to put it on some of the other battle rifles, you know, it doesn't really show up. The skin doesn't show up for the incendiary on the TAC V, because, you know, they're all battle rifles, so they should have it, right? And the same could be said, okay, no, there's no shared ammunition there. Lachmann 762 should have it as well, yeah. So once again, we look at the incendiary and there's no skin for the incendiary. Maybe because it's incendiary that it doesn't really transfer as a skin because it's fire bullets at the same time. So maybe armor piercing is one of those ammunitions that can work. I would imagine frangible would be able to work as well and potentially over pressured plus P. But at the moment, it seems like incendiary as an attachment, like as an ammunition attachment, doesn't give that transfer effect like the armor piercing rounds does for the Lachmann 556. So that's one thing to look out for. It's a very special sort of situation because if there was incendiary rounds for other guns, then it should work, but it doesn't work for the SO14, which kind of is weird. It'd be cool to apply those orange tracers to other guns. So keep in mind, you know, it's not going to be the case for every gun, or at least every ammunition. At least with the armor-piercing ammunition here on the Lachmann 556, it works. So it's hard to say if this is an intended feature or not, but I thought I should make this in the video, because that would make the value of this bundle go up way more. So, yeah, hopefully this video makes sense. Hopefully it's not too freaking, too boring or annoying or whatever. But basically, the TLDR is that in order to get tracers on your guns, colorful bullets, whatever the case is, you got to make sure that you buy bundles. You know, at the end of the day, you got to buy money. They're not available in freaking Battle Pass, at least at the moment. Hopefully in the future, they're not available through any free means. Hopefully in the future, they give us some ways to freaking do it, like through Twitch drops or something, which would be pretty cool. And when it comes to customizing the guns, you cannot, you can change every attachment except for the ammunition. If it comes with a base ammunition, do not take the ammunition off or change it, or you will lose the tracer rounds. And if it doesn't come with an ammunition as a base blueprint, do not add an ammunition and you should be fine. Unless you wanted it to, you know, in the special case of the Lachmann 556, add the tracer ammunition that it comes with. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, also, when you save blueprints, for some reason, the tracer effect does remove itself if you try to, you know, reuse the saved blueprint that you use. So every time that you apply tracers or you use a tracer blueprint, you're going to have to, like, tune everything yourself and apply all the attachments yourself. Because when you save the blueprint, the saved blueprint doesn't come with the tracers for some weird reason. Hopefully they fix that in the future. I'm pretty sure that's a bug in itself. And then the final point that I wanted to make, obviously, is that some ammunition skins can be applied to guns that don't originally have tracers. So that's a TLDR. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It's legit everything you need to know about tracers in Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2. And if you guys really enjoyed this video, make sure you guys drop a like in the video, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. It was really hard to explain this, and I hope I did a decent job at it. And now that you guys know this, have fun with your new tracer guns. And, you know, subscribe for future Warzone 2 content, store bundles / tracer packs that I'm going to cover, and other miscellaneous sort of videos. You guys are the best audience on YouTube ever, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. I love you all.